projections, I've got Drew Holiday with an upside points added of 11. And let's see, I've got where's our guy here? I got Jalen Brunson at 21. So I'm sacrificing a little bit of um, potential downside for a lot more upside, and I'm way more okay with that. So I'm gonna have to go in here and actually change this. That's champ. We're okay with that. Head over contender. We are going to drop Ross. Alexander Walker. Boom. We actually went down from Beasley to Smith, and then we're going to go up to Mr. Brunson. Not bad. Not bad. I'm happy with that, actually. Gonna have to redo some training lineups, but that's okay. So let's see. Derek White is in. Colin Sexton out another week, so Nas definitely gonna play. Um, and then Jaylen Brown is out here as well. Anyone in the chat, feel free drop any questions about your lineups, and we will get to those as we wait on news um, heading to 6:50 lock time. Take a look at some of our favorite plays for the week as we kind of wait here. Last week was semi slow with news, so we didn't have a whole lot to address. Celtics starting Smart, White, Tatum, Horford, and Williams. Actually, before we move on to some of those plays, let's look at what we can expect from the Celtics thanks to RotoWire. All right, so no Jaylen Brown. Gallinari is kind of the same. So Hauser and Cornette get those those sparing minutes, but really a tight rotation for the Celtics. Tatum without Brown is going to get a pretty large usage boost. That should be no surprise to anyone. Derek White and Smart on the floor at the same time. It's a lot of defense. Not a ton going on there. Brogdon off the bench, though, should get a ton of usage. I don't really know where it's going to go here. If this is the actual rotation, like how many shots are we going to see Hauser and Cornette get, but how many shots are we going to see Malcolm Brogdon get? That could be nuts. A lot of injuries today. The obvious value is with the Pistons. Like if you see here, like Wiseman now forced into the lineup with Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley coming off a monster game. He could be all over the map. Probably pretty attainable on the market, or maybe not now, but Killian Hayes is another one. Just like where is the usage going to go? Alec Burks is going to shoot. Killian Hayes is going to shoot. Like RJ Hampton's actually not a bad spot here, even in 16 minutes. Like I don't know where's he sitting. What's his L10 right now? 7. Yeah, you see he's already popping off here, but what is he going to actually do with those minutes? 24, 23, that'd be nice. You get a 3x out of him at the bottom of your lineup. That's not bad at all. So the obvious look is with the Pistons today. A lot of people are going to go there, but this is one of those situations actually where a lot of times when you get these teams that are just decimated by injuries, and like Detroit's not that good anyway, but you're losing Stewart up front, which allows Wiseman a ton more time. Ivy, a major player in that lineup, so Burks is going to get even more shots. Hayes with more shots. Like they're decimated, and normally I would say, all right, this team's just going to get stomped, but they're playing the Hornets, and the Hornets are pretty bad themselves. JT Thor looking at a pretty big game here, so like this, there's going to be a ton of value in this game. Um, I don't mind hammering it whatsoever. Um, let's see. Yeah, Dennis Smith, 28 minutes off the bench. That's great. PJ Washington, if he doesn't play, that's just going to add to that. Bryce McGowan's, I think, is on something like a 3. So, yeah, plenty of value in this game. This is a weird week because it's a 4-day game week, one of those long midweeks. And on the first day, I guess, what I'm trying to say, there's only 4 games, and a lot of the best projections, we're talking minutes projections, we're talking like player versus player, player versus position, and kind of the additives there where you can adjust for those sorts of things. With only 4 games on day one, like there's a lot of unknown here. So I think this is more of a week for people who are just playing the guys that they have instead of trying to get like too matchup specific and too like really analyzing what's going on the rest of the week. Just because there's so many unknowns, like we just don't know what's going to happen in these upcoming. We don't even know if Shea's going to play game one. You know, we got 5 guys out for the Spurs that could go anyway. Like, do you play Trey Jones? Do you play Isaiah Roby? He's going to be real cheap, stuff like that. Um, and people who are just throwing guys out there, if there's like, I have Trey Jones, I'm going to play Trey Jones, then all of a sudden, um, if they let it fly and Jones plays, that there's going to be no ownership if he goes off. It's going to be kind of crazy. So, yeah, we don't know a ton. PJ Washington now out actually for the Hornets. So again, more JT Thor, more Mark Williams. I got a question in the chat. Can you rank these Mark Williams, Wagner, and THT? I believe, I'm assuming you're talking about Franz Wagner because he's much better. Um, let's actually go to the sheet and we'll rank it that way. Here we go. I'm going to use my values tab. It's a little different from what you're seeing. If you subscribe, I'm going to sort here by just upside. If we're doing a 1v1, or I guess 3 1v1s, a 1v1v1, if you will, then I just want the highest score. I just want the best possible score. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you can actually see what's going on. Yeah, so we don't need value here if it's just like that. Like if we're just looking at specific pieces. So, all right. So we're gonna start with Williams, who is my guess as the best. So 42 points with a 36 median. Sorry about that. Franz. Yeah, 30, 31. I don't really like him there. And then Horton Tucker, he's a good value. Like again, you're talking about Horton Tucker here and Williams, what on 22? Yeah, I like Williams a lot more. The difference too is Horton Tucker's on 1 game. Sorting by Williams probably isn't the best idea. I believe Mark Williams is on 2, and he's got steady playing time, so you can just kind of ride with him. I would go Williams, and then a pretty solid gap between Horton Tucker and then Franz Wagner. The difference is though is like Wagner can get a ton of usage and a lot of usage that we can't really. It's not terribly tangible a lot of the times. Like he'll just pop off, and it's not a matter of this guy's out and he just gets. It's just some games he takes over. Averaging that out doesn't really help a ton. So let's pull him up here really quick. Head over to Sorare data real quick. Look at him like Sometimes, like I use projections for everything. I swear by my projections. I've had a lot of success. But sometimes you just got to look at their scores individually because you can average things out all you want, but where you really win in this game is through variance, and sometimes it's just not told in the story of the projections, unless you're like calculating, pulling down players' standard deviation and calculating things like that. So yeah, Wagner's been pretty slow lately. I mean, just really staying in a wheelhouse here. But like, what did he do to get these 55s? 34 minutes, 4 steals. He's got some defensive upside, some assist upside, hits threes. He's been playing the same amount of minutes, so I don't hate it. Like, I don't mind at all going away from um, Franz Wagner, but we're expecting Mark Williams to just outperform entirely. And he did last game on 28 minutes. Like, he has that upside as well. He can do it in less time. And also, PJ Washington's out. Like, JT Thor's not going to help. And this is a big game. I mean, Marvin Bagley's been pretty bad his entire career. Um, does not play defense. He's not known for his defense. He was always just an offense first guy who'd never really developed a whole lot of offense. He's going to pull down plenty of rebounds. That's fine. Um, and then James Wiseman, like he could not get on the floor for Golden State because he wasn't good enough. So this might actually, with the minutes and the matchup, Mark Williams has as good a chance to do what we've wanted him to do for some time, and do it this time around. I'm just gonna roll through some of these other training lineups really quick, just so I don't miss out. So yeah, I like Williams quite a bit here. I think I prefer him quite heavily to the other two guys. Mostly with Horton Tucker, it's just games, and realistically, I should um, probably update projections, and then I'll take another look at Horton Tucker because now with two more guys out, I might have to force him into a lineup as well. So let's take a look. That's a good question. That's a pretty solid 1v1v1, and that, if you have those as your options, like it's not bad at all. All right, back to the spreadsheet. So let's take a look again. Yeah, so Williams is still projecting very well. Yeah, Horton Tucker popping. Actually, it's almost higher. Still with the extra game. It's kind of a toss up between the two. If Horton Tucker can get you to something significantly better, like maybe go that way. I'll check Franz again. Yeah, I still don't love Franz. Um, if Horton Tucker gets you to something crazy, then by all means. Am I gonna have to change mine? Loving Brenny here. Ooh, I might have to. Do I? I have a Gnaw limited. I'm not sure. Yeah, I still got Horton Tucker kind of in the same range here. I don't know that I'm going to force him in personally. Just the one game thing scares me. I just it never sits well with me at all. I can't go that way. So here are my teams. Ooh, Jalen Knoll I have in the lineup. I don't know how that happened. I don't think that's who I wanted there. All right, Clarkson out. I don't care about that lineup. Can we get something funky going here? If we toss, oh, we don't have him. Then never mind. Had to be someone else. I actually want. Yeah, I wanted Isaiah Joe here. We're gonna pass on that. All right. I don't need to worry about my commons at all. All right, so let's actually take a look at some of my other favorite plays of the week and maybe see how things have moved. More news: LeBron out Tuesday. I keep throwing up the Nah thing and keep thinking he's back um, on Utah. It's because Noel might be out that you want to play Keel Alexander Walker, but it's THT who is going to benefit from the Utah thing. So uh, bear with me on that. I love both of them, honestly. All right, let's get back to it. All right, who do we love? I really wish Devin Booker had more than the one game. On a 31, like he can absolutely blow things up. And he's not on a minutes limit at all. Like he was playing 40 some odd games recently, um, 40 some odd minutes rather, and sooner or later he's just going to absolutely blow up. Where they play Tuesday? No, they play Wednesday. That's their one game because they're talking about Durant being back. So that might ding him a little bit, but yeah, he's still projected to play 35 minutes um, on a 31. That's pretty fantastic, honestly. So yeah, I love him there. Um, who else we got? I mean, Halliburton, love that. The Pelicans, I like Ingram because he is the alpha dog there. Um, and he's got plenty of scoring upside. He always has. And with Zion out, that's great. But everyone is projecting very well for New Orleans. I don't even know who they play. Who we got? Orlando. Meh. It's not like that matchup's great. And then they got Portland. Um, yeah, I don't really know why they're popping so much, but I mean Ingram on a 32, he's always got upside, and if he's capable of a 60, and if he does that, then that's beautiful. And see, McCollum's right here too. We already talked about Williams and Wiseman. If you have them, you should be playing them. They're as good as any plays this week. Chris Middleton, I've been banging that drum for a while. Um, it's kind of just about him returning to form. The other thing too here, like we're looking at the spreadsheet. Zoom back in really quick. Um, you have your projected scores and your projected scores added. When players have huge like median scores added, that's when you want to like shoehorn them into lineups because everything here is a bonus. But we're sorted by upside points here. So like guys like Williams, guys like Wiseman, their median game should be significantly better than their L10 regardless, and they have even more wiggle room on top of that. Like 80 and a 45 is ridiculous. Ingram, we love him. Middleton, he gets there. I like Richardson here. He's got a big time boomer bust. We're talking like 16 over, 16 points added. DeMar DeRozan, same thing, still on a 33 because we got that extra week of the 33. Because All Star Week didn't change anyone and they're L10. So played him last week. First game was a blowout, but he was on his way to something good, and then it kind of fell off. More Pelicans here. Valanciunas on a 25. If you can get a 40 out of him, you're loving that. Kevin Love, another guy in one game who has a chance. He's not as good as Wiseman in this spot, but he's a nice foil to Wiseman. If you don't want to run out and buy a Wiseman, you got Kevin Love right there. THT, we talked about him already on one game. Bagley on two. Thibault, still on a 15, featuring pretty strongly for Portland. He's going to get a lot of opportunities. He doesn't have the same sort of upside as others, but he's still going to outperform that L10. DeLon Wright, he's got defensive upside more than anything. He's got 2 games and a good opportunity. Talked about Nah in Minnesota, not Utah. Dylan Brooks still letting us down. Tobias Harris. So yeah, we're losing some of the guys. All right, Isaiah Livers. More value from Detroit here. You're looking at 10 points added on a medium, and then his weighted score is actually worse because he's not a great player. But that happens. JT Thor's going to the same thing. Like, could realistically 2x on a 5 he's starting against a bad team. Roll him out there if you have him, but don't expect a lot. And yeah, now we're kind of getting into those guys who aren't even adding 10 points of upside, and like their median projections say they'll score well, but pretty thin. 4 game weeks are tough, or 4-day game weeks rather. They're a little tough. We got a Hero versus Giddy question. We'll check that out really quick. There's so much more opportunity for variance just with one extra day. I was actually talking about this with my brother earlier today, who had a really nice weekend of Sorare NBA on his birthday, no less. I think I like prioritizing contender more on these 4-day game weeks because you don't need to capture as much variance. Whereas, like, you have to get everything right just to get a prize in champion. Like, rare champion, I think you had to score 265 this week to get a T5. And I don't know. I feel like I would rather just like get or aim for a lower score in a contender and just take a prize on a 3 game week or a 3-day game week. You don't have to capture nearly as much upside. So that might be the way that I go here soon. But it's tough. It's tough. It's so hard to win a prize in in champion right now. All right, so the question is Giddy versus Hero. Yeah, Giddy, similar sort of scoring as Mark Williams, if that's a comparison for you. Um, 3 points added, 7 points added. I like Heroes upside. Oh, they're all right there. They're right there in the middle. All right, so we're gonna have to go to some tiebreakers here. Both on 2 games. I guess it depends, because if Giddy is without Shea, if Shea doesn't play here, then I'd lean Giddy, but we're not going to know that until tomorrow, most likely. Um, I don't think we're going to get that news tonight. So, um, Heroes still got Bam is in, Butler is in. I almost lean pure upside. Yeah, I mean Hero can break it open. Like that's where you go on the Sorare data and you just look at his scores because I actually don't know. I don't know who pops off more. I would say Hero though. His L10's been up in the 40s a lot more, and that's why his price is coming down than a guy like Giddy. Yeah, like he can give you 57 points pretty easily. That was against the Hornets, but he did it again recently against the Rockets. All right, so who's he playing? Sixers. Not as good a matchup as those two. Giddy consistently wise is going to be a little lower, but I would assume that again against the Rockets. They got the Kings and the Lakers, so it's not like a great matchup. Pure upside, I'm going to say Hero. Um, but it's close. Is Shea out officially? He was out this weekend, but I thought he was game time decision last I saw. If Shea is out, play Giddy. He's out for Sunday, but no official ruling that I see currently. I'll keep digging on that really quick. I guess I could have just done this the whole time, huh? He's a game time decision. T1 incoming. I hope so. I hope so. If you get news here in the next 18 minutes about it, then yeah. Well, let's see. Out. He is out. Go Giddy. All right. So Santa's Boys was working with information a little further ahead of me. So yeah, I would go Giddy. Hmm. All right. Well, I might have to change my lineups again. Huh. We got Butler in training. Is this going to get me up to anything? Not really. Could go Drew. Could go Nah. Ooh, I don't like this. This is a bad situation. Everybody joining right at the time. See our visitors going up. Everybody joining right now. And all of a sudden I got some lineup calamity. Do I risk just absolutely killing my champion lineup in case Shea doesn't play? How about this? Let's just drop this to Brunson. We're going to sit Shea. We got to do it. But now we broke the contender lineup. So we got to go. Da, 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 da. Oh, Lord, do I just play Shea here? My next pick would be Jimmy, I think, but I could go Drew and Bogey's hurt. This is tough. This is tough. Hmm. Well, how about this? First things first. We're going to head over here. And we're actually going to swap Wiseman for Love because well, Love is on 2 games. I said he was on 1 game earlier. He is on 2 games. Um, he's just not projected to play one of them currently, I saw. That's wild. All right. So we're going to do that. Got one to play with. That's not going to give me anything. All right. We can move on from that. Okay. So a quick swap with Wiseman. We're going to get Love into this lineup. We love Ben here. We love this play. We love this play. We want Love. And then 36. One short of Drew Holiday. So we drop from Beasley again. God, I hate some of these options. Damn, what did we have? Scrambling. This late news, man. I'll tell you what. The problem with doing this show at the same time is, I got to figure it out on the fly. We hit Don, then we hit Brunson. So maybe we just leave 6 on the table here. Am I crazy? Oh. Oh, because that's got to be not. Jeez. All right. Sorry. Real hung up on that. All right. That is what it is. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm really rolling the dice on Nah here. not including Dennis Smith. Yeah, that's a rough roll of dice. The Shea news really threw me for a loop. I don't love that. Is what it is. Get them lads into a training lineup. All right, we got any more news that's going to throw me for a loop? Sixers going to start Harden, Melton, Harris, Tucker, and Embiid. That is not surprising at all. Fultz, Harris, Wagner, Banchero, and Carter starting for the Magic. We're good there. I'm waiting for something else to just completely ruin me. All right. Oh, Shay. Oh, Shay. Why'd you have to do this to me? All right. We got some viewers in the chat. Any other questions? Any other 1v1s, 2v2s? 2v2s are always the question for just fitting one player in. You just want some raw upside score. We can figure that out. But a lot of times there are some ways to get to better players, better plays, better lineups. And if you're maximizing your lineup overall, um, that should be your focus. Probably goes without saying, but I get a lot of questions that are just 1v1s. So here are my lineups. Read them and weep. All right, let's see. We do have another question. All right. Someone wondering why Kyle Kuzma is getting a bump. Go ahead and look at Washington to see. It's because of Porzingis being a game time decision. And that's it. We do like Kuzma. We do like Kuzma here. Did we get a bump from Kuzma? Yeah, we like him here. +9. Not bad at all. Best player, max 27. I can just scroll down. Mark Williams looks like just actually Richardson we have scoring a little bit higher. So yeah, Richardson, Middleton, and Williams. I actually like Williams here a lot, but I think you're playing him already. Um, so yeah, Richardson or Middleton in that spot. What the games look like? Yeah, 2 games for both. I love Joe Val here too. I think, I mean, Joe Val's got the best median score, and really, we know how Sorare can be. Like these are negligible differences. Like playing for 3 more upside points. We know the difference is probably going to end up being like 22 between the players just because variance is pretty wild. Is it worth an Agbaji and Champ if I can throw in Siakam, Halliburton, and Poole? Huh. That's a good question. This is one that I always struggle with. My rule of thumb is if they don't project for 20 points, then I won't play them in Champion. But I mean, Halliburton's supposed to add a ton. Who's the fifth man? That's kind of a, I don't know. I mean, Poole's a elite play here. Um, yes, Josh Richardson. I'm sorry, from the Pelicans. He's projecting very well. As far as the Agbaji question, I mean, I love Siakam this week. I love Halliburton. I love Poole. Who's the fifth man? Because if the fifth man's like JT Thor, then I don't feel as good about it. That's kind of tough, actually. But yes, Josh Richardson was what we were talking about within the 27. Oh, Luca. Well, yeah, that's a pretty good lineup. Because at that point, all Agbaji has to do is get you 22 points. And, what. How many minutes do we actually expect him to play? Luckily, we can find out. Oh, we got news. Hayes, Burks, Magruder, Livers, and Wiseman. So Bagley not even going to start for the Pistons. The big boost to Isaiah Livers here. The Hornets with Ball, Rozier, Hayward, Thor, and Williams as expected. So, all right, back to it. What we're talking about. We really like the Doncic play. Agbaji. So upside, we're looking at Luka within 100. Probably not going to do that. 178. Like I have Halliburton as my fourth best play. I have Luka as my best play. Um, where's Pascal? 19th. He's been kind of up and down. And then Poole's probably up here somewhere. And this is just raw scoring. It's not even the points added. So yeah, that's a tough one. We're gonna look at Agbaji's minutes. That's not what we wanted. Rotations. All right, yeah, let's look at the Jazz. Cleveland Cavs legend Ochai Agbaji. So let's see, how is he trending? I mean, 31 minutes. Yeah, man, I'd do it. I'd do it. The rest of that lineup's good enough, I think, to justify it. There are very few opportunities where I would even consider that sort of thing. But if he gets you 20 points, he's a 3-point shooter. So if he converts, then yeah, 30 minutes again tonight. Yeah, well, yeah, he's on one game, so that's one thing. But there's no one in that lineup. Yeah, 23. He's put up 24 in the last three games. Granted, it takes him like he's a very very low points per minute player. Yeah, Clarkson and Sexton out. Yeah, I think this is the opportunity. I would say that you may not get a better opportunity than this. 17 points, hit some threes. He doesn't do much else. That's what you really run into. Like none of these games. A couple of rebounds, he might have one defensive action, but he's just a gunner, and there's a lot of variance there. Those are the players that we love for some reasons, but for other reasons, not the kind of player that we love. But yeah, given that you have four of the best values this week, and you have an injury situation that will allow him to get to this ceiling, if he scores 23, 20, he's projected for a 32-point median against a bad Spurs team. Yeah, roll it out there. I'm actually excited to see what that ends up at. Um, Definitely post that in the Discord. Post that on Twitter because I gotta know. It's a good lineup. That's fun. That's exciting. All right, let's see. We got 6 minutes to lock. Any more questions? You got to subscribe to ask questions for what it's worth. Subscribe to the channel. Hit like on the video before you get on the way out. I know we had some technical issues at the beginning. If you stayed through all of it, I appreciate you. If you stayed for any amount, and if you're still here now, I really appreciate you stopping by. Gonna try and do this as many lock days as possible. Life doesn't always permit that, but um, riding the breaking news, getting you any sort of information that we can down the stretch. I can't believe I'm going to be watching a Pistons Hornets game closely in the year of our Lord 2023. Need another big game from Dame. Need something from Brunson. I don't know. I like that lineup, but hopefully I'm not wasting it all. I just said that I would probably prioritize contender on a week like this, but I don't really have a whole lot of other mid-range options that I love here. I guess if I were to prioritize it, let's see, who are my best values? Best values on my team, on my roster. Wiseman, Love, Naw pretty easily. DeRozan and Jimmy and Brunson. Just pure upside. So yeah, really all I would end up doing here is this wouldn't get me to anything. So it's not worth it. So my lineups are actually better as is. If I really wanted to prioritize this lineup, I guess I would do something like this. And I don't hate it. If I can get a 113 out of Damian Lillard here, this lineup could pop. We're not going to do that. I like the balanced lineup between the two. But yeah, I guess if I were really prioritizing contender, I'd play Wiseman over Love. But there's not really a huge difference there. I have a pretty limited rare gallery, so I don't have a ton of options. Any more news? We'll wait here on the news channel until we get up to lock, just in case anything crazy happens. So let's see. Jalen Green back on Tuesday. Kevin Porter questionable for Tuesday, so the Rockets are going to be very weird. A lot of value for the Thunder again. We talked about that a lot with Shea sitting. De'Aaron Fox questionable for Tuesday. Um, Gabe Vincent in the starting lineup. That's always an upside play. D'Angelo Russell doubtful. Oh yeah, we talked about the Lakers. We didn't even. I glossed over that completely. LeBron out on Tuesday. AD gonna play. D'Angelo Russell, he is doubtful. So what do their rotations look like with LeBron out? They've had so much roster turnover. Last time LeBron didn't play, D'Angelo Russell got a lot of the minutes. So yeah, we should probably see a boost to Austin Reeves. I would expect to see a boost to Schroeder and Vanderbilt for sure. I might like my lineup less with Malik Beasley in it, with LeBron out, because he's going to be the guy. I don't know who's going to get him the ball. Ree, probably going to play a lot more with LeBron out. They have a pretty tight rotation. Maybe Lonnie Walker sees more time, but I don't know that you're prioritizing Lonnie Walker. Just a big chance for AD to eat. Who they got? Yeah, AD on a 45 alone. I'm worried about my guy. Worried about my guy Bees. Whatever. So let's see. The Grizzlies. Hey. Grizzlies without any bigs. That's all. All right, we got a minute. I'm sure we'll get some news. Again, thanks to everybody who swung by. We are going to get out of here in a minute. Please, please, please smash that like button. Get more viewers on this channel. These projections are paywalled. You got to join us. Yeah, I know Clarkson's out. I don't care about that lineup. I appreciate you though. It's just I guess I could change it, but he's out one game. I just don't have. I mean, my MVP's Buddy Hield, but eh, yeah, I'm not gonna ruin a training lineup. I appreciate the heads up. But yes, smash that like button. Someone just did. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I was saying, these projections are paywalled, but I'll give them to you for free on this show. So if you ever see this happening and you got a question, you want some free projections, some free math, that's helped me win. I think I've won about 7 or 8 tier 2 rares at this point. Not quite the upside that I'm looking for, but a lot of success given my input, my budget. So it's helped me, and I can try and help you. So just come on back, hopefully Friday, and in some time to come. But that is the lock. We are here. Good luck to everybody this week. Another 4-game week. What do we got? We got East West coming up this week. Yeah, Rare West. Limited under 23. I don't think I have much for that, huh? All right. No Luca, but we'll be all right. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you again. Smash the like button on the way out. Um, Leave a comment if there's anything you want to see. Come back for more videos. And I keep saying it, but baseball content is coming up soon, and I can't wait for that. Sorare FP, patreon.com/SorareFP. $5 a month gets you projections for the month. $10 gets you in the Discord. Come chat. We can have these conversations all day, and you can get your lineups ready before the 50 minutes prior to lock. But that's going to do it for me. Again, smash that like button. Thank you.